In today's lesson, we're going to practice our daily English conversation skills. I'm going to answer 50 questions about myself. These questions will cover 10 different topics, including hobbies, travel, and work. Each topic will have questions with vocabulary and grammar for English learners at every level, from beginners at A1 all the way to more advanced learners at C1. And I've created a free PDF for you to download. It includes all of the questions and answers from this video, plus helpful vocabulary definitions and example sentences to help you practice and improve your skills. You'll find the link in the description. A quick thank you to my husband who agreed to stand behind the camera and ask me these questions today. Let's get started.
What's your name?
My name is Gina.
Where are you from?
I'm from the city of Buffalo, New York, in the United States.
Would you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I am definitely an introvert.
Can you tell me a little about your academic background?
I hold a bachelor's degree in linguistics and a master's degree in education.
What piece of advice would you give to your younger self?
I would tell her to step out of her comfort zone more often and to stop caring so much about what other people think.
What do you do for a living?
I teach English as a foreign language.
How do you commute to work?
I walk downstairs. I work from home.
What are the pros and cons of working from home?
The biggest pro is that my schedule is very flexible, but sometimes it can be a little isolating, especially without coworkers.
What are the most valuable skills for your job?
As a language teacher, I think the most valuable skills to have are patience and a basic understanding of at least one other language.
Have you ever considered pursuing a different career?
Yes, actually. I studied music for a long time and I was planning on becoming an opera singer, but when I was about 19, I had a change of heart and decided to study something else.
What are your main hobbies?
In my free time, I enjoy playing video games, gardening, and DJing.
Which of your hobbies is the most expensive?
Gardening is definitely the most expensive hobby, but I love it.
Are there any hobbies that you'd like to try?
I've always wanted to try archery. It looks like a really challenging sport.
What are the benefits of having hobbies, and how do they impact your daily life?
Hobbies really help me relax and unwind after work, and it's even better when you can share these activities with your friends.
Do you believe hobbies should always have a purpose, or is enjoyment enough?
Sometimes I feel guilty for doing something that's not productive, but I also think that you should prioritize doing things that make you happy in your free time.
Do you play any musical instruments?
Yes, I play piano, flute, and the drums.
What's something that you're not good at?
I'm really not good at drawing. I'm a horrible artist.
Do you think everyone has creativity, or is that a special talent?
Yeah, I believe everyone is creative in some way. It might not always look like traditional art or music, but you need creativity for things like cooking or problem solving or coding, etc.
Do you think talents are natural, or can anyone develop them with hard work?
Some people might have a natural ability, like a good ear for music or athletic coordination, but without hard work, I don't think they can reach their full potential.
What talent or skill do you admire most in others?
I really admire people who are great at storytelling. Having the ability to capture someone's attention and make them feel something is such a powerful skill.
Do you like to exercise?
Yes, I do.
How often do you exercise?
I try to exercise at least 3 times a week.
What do you do to stay healthy?
I usually like to lift weights, take Zumba classes, or just go for a walk.
What are some habits you think are essential for maintaining good health?
In my opinion, the best things you can do for your health include getting enough sleep, drinking a lot of water, and limiting the amount of time you spend on social media.
Should governments intervene more in people's lifestyle choices to reduce health problems?
I think governments really should push large companies to use fewer artificial ingredients and to make healthy food more accessible to ordinary people. However, individuals still have to take responsibility for their own habits and read the nutrition labels.
Were you a good student in high school?
I was an okay student. Not bad, but a little lazy.
What were your favorite and least favorite subjects in high school?
My favorite subjects were music and history. My least favorite subject was English. I know that sounds crazy, but English classes for native speakers focus on reading literature, and I didn't enjoy that.
Did you play any sports or do any extracurricular activities in high school?
Yes, as for sports, I played volleyball and softball, and I also performed in the school musical every year.
How do you think education has changed since your parents' time?
Education has become more technology driven and focused on critical thinking rather than just traditional memorization.
Should the purpose of education be to prepare students for work or to create well rounded individuals?
I think a high quality education should do both. Of course, students need practical skills to do a particular job, but things like time management and interpersonal skills are crucial in both personal and professional environments.
What's your native language?
My native language is English.
Have you studied any other languages?
Yes, I've been studying Spanish for a few years now. I studied Korean when I was in college, and recently I started studying French.
What are the advantages of speaking more than one language?
It helps you connect with more people and understand different cultures on a deeper level.
What advice would you give to someone who's learning English at home?
Focus on listening. Listening is the most neglected skill, but it's the most important one because if you can't understand what someone's saying to you, then communication stops there.
Do you think that children are naturally better at learning languages than adults?
Mhm. Children's brains can easily absorb new sounds and unconsciously learn patterns really well. However, adults are much better at using their conscious memory to learn new things. So, with the right methods and with consistent effort and immersion, I think adults can possibly learn a language faster than a child.
Do you enjoy traveling?
Yes, I do.
Which countries have you been to?
I've visited Italy, Japan, Canada, and Mexico. I also lived in South Korea for a little while.
What's the best age to travel and why?
I think any age is great for traveling, but your 20s and your 30s are ideal because you have more energy and freedom.
What's more important when you travel? Comfort and relaxation or new, exciting experiences?
I generally prefer exploring when I'm on vacation. As long as I have a comfortable place to sleep, I'll be fine.
What impact does tourism have on local communities, both positive and negative?
Tourism can create jobs and support the economy, but it can also lead to overcrowding and environmental issues.
How many close friends do you have?
I have about 3 or 4 close friends.
What do you usually do with your friends?
We usually play video games or board games together.
How did you meet your significant other?
I met my husband online because we were in a community of people who played the same video game.
Is making friends more difficult as an adult or as a child?
I think it's harder as an adult because people have less free time and more responsibilities.
How is social media affecting our friendships and relationships?
On one hand, social media makes it much easier to stay connected with people, even if they're on the other side of the world. On the other hand, online interactions tend to be superficial, so it's hard to tell if a true connection is there.
What makes you happy?
Learning new things, eating good food, and listening to music makes me happy.
Do you talk to someone when you feel sad, or do you prefer to be alone?
I usually prefer to talk to someone. Yeah.
Do you think feeling nervous is always a bad thing?
No, I think being nervous can be helpful sometimes because it means that you care about what you're doing.
What are you afraid of? Do you think that fears are learned or innate?
I'm afraid of spiders and balloons, actually. Some fears are natural, but others come from scary experiences that we've had ourselves or ones that we've seen other people go through.
How do material possessions or wealth affect happiness?
Material possessions can provide some short term satisfaction, but I think true long term happiness comes from relationships and experiences. Do you have any more questions for me?
What's for dinner?
Oh my God. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If this was useful, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. This video was part 1. My husband and I recorded part 2 on my podcast, where we have a conversation together and I ask him the same 50 questions that I answered today. If you'd like to listen to that episode, click join to become a member here on YouTube, or you can join over on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Gina. This is Your World in English, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye!